All right, team, welcome. In this explainer, we are going to crack the code on your final economics exam. Now, we're not going to try and guess what questions are coming up. Instead, we're going straight to the source, the official examiner reports, to see what the markers really want from a top-scoring paper.
So, here's our game plan. First, we'll get inside the examiner's head. Then, we'll look at how to properly decode the questions. After that, we're doing a masterclass on the two skills that really separate the good from the great: analysis and evaluation. And finally, we'll wrap it all up into a simple exam blueprint.
So, first things first. Getting those top marks, well, it's not just about what you know, it's about how you show your economic thinking. So let's ask the biggest question of all. What are these examiners actually looking for?
It's the big one, isn't it? In an unseen exam, you can't just memorize answers. So the secret isn't about knowing the questions, it's about mastering the skills. And the reports show year after year that the two golden skills are analysis and evaluation.
And look, don't just take my word for it. We've dug into 5 straight years of the official subject reports, and every single one says the same thing. The students who get the top marks are the ones who can go beyond just describing what they see, and can skillfully analyze the data to build a really strong, well-reasoned evaluation.
So, where do we start? With the most critical first step. Before you write a single word of your response, you've got to know your mission. You absolutely must decode the question first. You know, this isn't just a friendly suggestion. This is a direct recommendation from the 2020 subject report. The examiners are literally telling us that we should be modeling how to deconstruct questions. That just means pulling the question apart, finding those key task words, and figuring out what they're actually asking you to do.
Okay, let's make this real. Have a look at this example from a past exam. It asks you to explain relationships and then to evaluate the merit of a budget surplus. Now, the report for this year actually pointed out that some students talked about the likelihood of a surplus. But that's not the question asked. The keywords, explain, evaluate, merit, they are your instructions. You ignore them at your own risk.
All right, so you've decoded the question. Now it's time to build your answer. And that starts with the first of our 2 key skills: analysis. This part is for any of you who've ever stared at a bunch of data and just thought, okay, so what now?
So what does analysis even mean to an examiner? Well, according to the marking guides, it's 3 things: interpreting trends, explaining an economic issue, and using data to back it all up. The word they use over and over is discerning, which really just means you're showing a sharp eye and a deep understanding. Let's see this in action. The difference between weak and strong analysis is huge. Saying energy prices went up is just a description. Anyone can see that. But a strong analysis, like this example based on the 2021 report, interprets it. Notice how it quantifies the change, more than doubled, compares it to other things like CPI, and then, this is the crucial part, explains what it means. That's the depth they want. And here's the next level. You can't just state the data. The weak example just repeats a number. The strong example, though, it uses the data as evidence. It calculates the change tenfold and then connects it to information from another source to explain why this is an economic problem. You're building a case, piece by piece. So here's your analysis checklist. Keep this in your head. Before you move on from a paragraph, just do a quick check. Have I used numbers? Have I calculated something? Have I explained what it means and why it's happening? And have I connected different sources? If you can tick these boxes, you're on your way to a great analysis. All right, you've built your case with some solid analysis. Now it's time to deliver the verdict. This is evaluation, and honestly, this is where the top marks are either won or lost. This section is all about crafting a powerful, decisive judgment. So what is evaluation? The official language talks about discerning synthesis and critical reasoning. But in plain English, it means you need to make a call. This is where you step up, you weigh all that evidence you just analyzed, and you make a justified decision, just like a real economist would. Now look at the difference here. It's night and day. A weak evaluation just states a decision. A strong one, like this, does so much more. It makes a clear decision,
but then it uses the specific criterion from the question, in this case, future employment, and it gives the reason, weighing one option against the other to justify its final choice.
If you want to build this kind of top-tier evaluation every single time, just follow these 4 steps. 1. Make a clear call. 2. Back it up with the data from your analysis. 3. Apply those specific economic criteria. And 4, this was a big one in the 2023 report, weigh the costs and the benefits. Acknowledge the trade-offs.
And here's the proof, straight from the 2021 report. Effective reasoning happens when you discuss both the strengths and the weaknesses. A one-sided argument is not an evaluation. You have to show the marker that you've looked at the whole picture, the good and the bad.
And here it is, your evaluation checklist. Before you put your pen down, just ask yourself, did I make a clear decision? Is it backed up with data? Did I use a criterion? Did I talk about both the pros and the cons? And here's a pro tip from the 2023 report. Use words like may or could. It shows you're thinking about possibilities, which is sophisticated stuff.
Okay, we have covered a lot of ground. So let's pull this all together into a simple, powerful blueprint that you can take with you right into the exam room. This is it, your 5-point roadmap. Number 1, deconstruct the question. 2, quantify and interpret. Don't just describe. 3, connect the dots between all the sources. 4, evaluate using clear criteria and weigh up the costs and benefits. And number 5, acknowledge that things can be complex. If you can master these 5 steps, you are putting yourself in the absolute best position to succeed.
So, I'll leave you with this one final thought. When you walk into that exam, your goal isn't just to answer questions like a student, it's to analyze data, weigh evidence, and make judgments like an economist. That's the mindset that's going to unlock your best performance. Good luck.